Dee Guerrero. I'm an eligibility supervisor for the County of Monterey.
What's your last name?
Guerrero.
Guerrero. Okay, and you work for the county. What do you do?
I'm an eligibility supervisor.
Okay, so right now there's a tentative agreement. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. We worked hard. We work long for that. You know, our people are worth something. SEU 521, you know, all of our members were 3,100 strong. We fought hard for them.
Okay, today Labor Day. What does labor union need from the state, from the government, to be able to accomplish social justice?
They need to back our workers. You know, California needs to know that their workers are everything. Especially here in our valley, we provide everything agriculturally for the United States. Back your people.
Okay. What are some of the issues that you guys are fighting for and you guys are supporting that you think are important? Like
Healthcare. Healthcare is a big deal. You know, all over, not just in California, not just for our SEIU 521 members, but for everybody in the state of California. We need accessible healthcare.
Okay. Are you getting
low-cost accessible healthcare.
Are you getting from the county?
We got ours from the county because we fought and won that from the county. But the struggle is going to be long and hard for our future, for our children, even for our community members.
What do you think has been the biggest accomplishments of workers around history? I mean, since you've been working, that you think
historically, just maintaining worker rights. You know, the 8-hour workday, having breaks and lunch, being able to stop and have that little break, fresh air. But just the humanity of it, the human right aspect of it. You know, we're not working our people to death anymore. We're knowing that they're worth something to us. They're valuable to our future and just humanity in general.
How long have you been working for the county?
13-ish years, 13, wow. 14 years.
That's great. Something else you want to say, Dee, that you want to...
You know, I can't say it anymore, but when we fight, we win. Go SEIU 521. Well, you know, we have the United Farm Workers here. We have the Teamsters here. We're all in unity and solidarity, and that's for our workers.
Sandra Martínez, y soy la vicepresidenta del Centro de los Unidos del Condado de Monterrey.
Central Labor Council?
Central.
So, Cesar Lara is that and you are...
I'm in the e-board. Estoy en la mesa ejecutiva.
Ok. Bueno, cuéntanos, porque el día de hoy es tan importante y qué se ha logrado con los trabajadores a través de los años.
Pues básicamente estamos celebrando primeramente que todos los triunfos que los trabajadores han hecho en este país, y estamos también reconociendo los esfuerzos y los sacrificios que se han hecho durante varios años, generaciones y miles de personas desde los años 1800, donde empezó el movimiento del laborístico y los sindicatos que se empezaron a formar. Muchos de los logros, nosotros sabemos que le damos gracias al movimiento laboral que estableció mandatorio los fines de semana de descanso, que una semana de trabajar solamente son 5 días, que hay cierta edad mínima para que niños no trabajen en los trabajos, muchos beneficios.
¿Cuál es?
Fíjate que ya no me acuerdo, pero en aquellos tiempos hasta niños de 10 años, 12 años trabajaban en aquellos tiempos y pusieron una edad, creo que es 16. Okay. La otra cosa es también ciertas, y las cosas más simples, por ejemplo, ciertas fábricas tienen que tener cierta cantidad de salidas en caso de un incendio, porque en la historia hubo donde muchos trabajadores perecieron por incendios porque el patrón, por tratar de ahorrar dinero, ponía los más posibles trabajadores ahí. Todos esos son esfuerzos que el sindicato ha hecho, que los trabajadores han logrado, también victorias en legislativas, pero también tenemos mucho trabajo que hacer, y también este día es para reconocer que hemos hecho mucho, pero tenemos mucho más que hacer. Por ejemplo...
Sí, hablemos exactamente de los issues, las políticas, las regulaciones que ustedes están luchando para que sean aprobadas a nivel estatal y en el gobierno.
La primera es el reciente Corte Supremo de Justice, Janice, donde dijo que bajo la falsa mensaje que decían que hay libertad de expresión, que los trabajadores no tienen que escoger estar en una unión en el trabajo. Lo que hizo realmente esa ley es que les está quitando la opción a la unión de organizándose mejor, porque los trabajadores, teniendo la opción, también no tienen que pagar beneficios más. Sin embargo, la unión tiene que representar a esos trabajadores que no pagan beneficios a la unión. Eso quiere decir que la unión, como cualquier entidad, necesita recursos para organizarse, y eso lo que está haciendo es que muchos trabajadores que no empiezan a participar en la unión, y eso debilita la unión.
¿Cuándo fue eso de la Corte Suprema? ¿Do we remember approximately?
Como 2 años, 2016 creo.
La regulación de la Corte Suprema.
Sí.
Que dijo que la gente no estaba obligada a pertenecer a una unión.
Exacto. Y el efecto que ha tenido ya es por hecho de que de estados donde tienen ese concepto, donde no hay mucha unión, muchos sindicatos, les pagan menos beneficios, le pagan menos por hora. Por ejemplo, creo que en estados donde tienen más unión, por lo regular por hora les pagan $3 a $4 más por hora. Pero lo que más me impactó a mí es que en los estados como en Texas, en esos estados de Illinois, donde no hay mucha fuerza del sindicato, hay menos protección para el trabajador en el lugar del trabajo, y tienen más incidencia de mortalidades y de daño en el trabajo. Y eso es porque la unión lo que sirve también es que da una voz al trabajador, y esa voz es quitada con estos estados donde no está muy fuerte la unión.
¿Ustedes están pensando qué hacer eso para revertir esa decisión?
Pues estamos primeramente en elegir personas al estado estatal y presidencial, que den un soporte al movimiento laboral, para que ellos en sí pongan jueces que claramente están por el lado de la gente. Esa es la primera cosa que tenemos que hacer. Y la otra es, por medio de las cortes, cualquier decisiones que vienen de las cortes laborales, que son en contra del trabajador, empezaron organizándose un movimiento para tratar de neutralizar esas leyes.
¿Hay alguna propuesta que ustedes estén apoyando específicamente, que esté en el Senado, esté en la Asamblea?
Ahorita no me acuerdo de para nosotros ahorita en esta área es más aprobar y darle soporte a los políticos locales, porque también las decisiones que ellos hacen nos impactan más directamente que cuando lo hacen al Estado nacional. Y es cuestión de cada sindicato aquí local, el sindicato de los carpinteros. Yo pertenezco al sindicato de la Unión de Enfermeras, y entonces nos interesa mucho qué personas se van a sentar a hacer las cámaras ejecutivas de las escuelas, de los hospitales, porque ellos tienen que tomar decisiones para el beneficio de la gente.
Perfecto, muchísimas gracias.
De nada, gracias.
Francisco Rodríguez, miembro de la Federación de Maestros del Valle del Pájaro.
Bueno, muchos logros se han obtenido en los beneficios de los maestros. ¿Cuál es la lucha ahora? ¿Por qué se está luchando ahora por los maestros?
Bueno, aún después de todos esos logros, todavía estamos con el problema de salarios y poder vivir en esta región, que es una de las regiones más caras del país, ¿no? Entonces es importante que nuestros maestros y personal de las escuelas puedan vivir en las mismas ciudades, en los mismos lugares que los estudiantes a los que enseñan.
Ok, ¿cómo va la cuestión del contrato? ¿Ya tienen un contrato? ¿Están peleando por contrato? ¿Cómo es la situación?
Ahora vamos a empezar negociaciones con el Distrito Unificado del Valle del Pájaro después de haber tomado un receso al final de junio, y esperamos a mediados de septiembre empezar otra vez con las negociaciones.
¿Cuántos miembros o parte del sindicato más o menos?
La Federación de Maestros cuenta con más o menos 1,200 miembros, y representamos más bien a maestros de las escuelas de Kinder a 12, maestros de las escuelas de educación para adultos y de desarrollo infantil.
¿Qué es lo que van a estar pidiendo? ¿Aumento de salarios? ¿Que paguen por beneficios? ¿Para que los profesores no tengan que irse del área?
Sí, en general queremos que los maestros y maestras que trabajan en el Valle del Pájaro tengan un salario que les permita vivir en este valle y al mismo tiempo tener y poder proveer los servicios a los alumnos a los que enseñamos.
Si no lo hacen, ¿qué pasa? ¿Se van a ir?
Pues sí, cada año, especialmente hace 2-3 años, teníamos el problema de posiciones abiertas con maestros temporales o maestros que nomás estaban ahí para mientras contrataban a alguien y esperamos pues eso con las negociaciones poder cerrar ese problema.
Perfecto, ¿algo más que quieras decir que sea importante?
Bueno, estamos aquí este día del trabajo para apoyar tanto a los demás distritos como a los demás trabajadores y queremos pues, demostrar nuestra solidaridad con el movimiento obrero.
El local es el local 2015.
¿Qué es de qué?
Los trabajadores de cuidado a largo plazo, cuidamos a las personas de la tercera edad y a los niños con una discapacidad en sus hogares.
Bueno, cuéntame acerca de qué necesitan ustedes como sindicato, que apruebe el condado, el estado, qué están pidiendo. Pues?
Bien, nosotros necesitamos de los supervisores del condado de Santa Cruz un aumento salarial porque nuestro salario es muy bajo. Ganamos a 12.46 y esperemos que los supervisores, ya que administran el dinero para todos los condados, que nos aumenten después de $15 la hora, 16 o 17 más.
Ok, ¿cuándo van a decidir los supervisores?
En un nuevo contrato, nuestro contrato se vence a fines de este año y necesitamos negociar otro buen contrato donde los trabajadores tengamos un fondo para el retiro, un seguro social y otros beneficios para los trabajadores.
Ok, ¿por qué es tan importante tu experiencia personal? ¿Tú estás discapacitada?
Sí, yo soy una persona con una discapacidad en mi pie izquierdo, pero aún así no paro. Tengo 20 años trabajando para IHSS y tengo 20 años apoyando a mi organización sindical porque quiero y pido a los trabajadores que sean más grandes, que seamos más grandes.
Porque es tan importante que paguen más. Tú vives en Watsonville porque si no pagas más te vas a tocar irte del área, no vas a poder cuidar a las personas que tú cuidas. Tú cuidas a personas, ¿verdad?
Sí, bien. Yo trabajo en el área de la bahía, donde el salario que nosotros tenemos no nos alcanza para llevar una...
¿Trabajas en San Francisco?
¿Perdón?
¿Trabajas en San Francisco?
No, yo trabajo aquí. Sí, yo trabajo aquí, pero el salario aquí del condado de Santa Cruz es poco para lo que nosotros ganamos.
¿Cómo es tu vida? ¿Te toca vivir de cheque a cheque? ¿Por qué es tan difícil vivir con ese salario?
Sí, nos toca vivir no nomás a mí, sino a todos los que vivimos en esta área, vivir de cheque a cheque. ¿Por qué? Porque las rentas, ¿qué estamos haciendo con las rentas? ¿O qué vamos a hacer para que las rentas bajen? Porque los dueños cada mes, no sé cuánto estén aumentando y es una renta estratosférica para nosotros.
¿Tú cuidas de personas?
Sí, yo cuido a una persona de la tercera edad, pero yo no me puedo mantener con 50 horas al mes, ¿sí? Ya que la alimentación es mucho más cara.
¿Tú vives solita o tienes vives?
No, yo vivo con mi familia, pero soy parte de un ingreso económico para mi familia.
¿Tienes hijos?
Sí.
¿Tienes cuántos hijos?
Tengo 3 hijos.
¿Y los mantienen?
No. Ellos se mantienen, ¿sí? Ellos ayudan con llevar comida, con llevar algo.
Pero si necesitas que se
en la
aumente el
casa.
salario.
Sí, pero que se aumente el salario.
¿Cuándo van a hablar entonces? ¿Están en negociaciones para que el próximo año? ¿Cuándo comienza
El próximo año empezamos a negociar en enero.
¿El próximo año?
Sí, empezamos a negociar con los supervisores del condado de Santa Cruz, pero también necesitamos reitero, hacer ese buen negocio para poder sobrevivir nosotros aquí en Watsonville.
¿Tú vives aquí en Watsonville?
Sí.
Muchas gracias.
También quiero mencionar algo. Nosotros manejamos esta cartilla de membresía, donde también llevamos día a día que nos firmen nuestra cartilla para ser más grandes.
Siéntate ahí, te filmo.
Lilia Salgado.
Lilia Salgado, ¿en qué trabajas tú?
Yo trabajo como proveedora de cuidado infantil en casa.
Bueno, en este momento, ¿cuántos años llevas trabajando en eso?
Llevo 10 años ya.
Que están en negociaciones, que están pidiendo al condado de Santa Cruz.
Sí, estamos en negociaciones, ya estamos cerca de ganar nuestra propuesta. Estamos muy emocionados ya porque ya pronto el gobernador nos va a firmar para ser reconocidos como una unión.
Ok, pero ustedes, ¿quiénes los, la regulación, los supervisores, el condado, es el estado?
¿Qué es el Estado?
Ah, es directamente del estado.
Pues sí, porque estamos con la unión, entonces está negociando con el Estado.
Ok, con el estado tiene que aprobar. Son trabajadores de cuidado. Ok, entonces, ¿qué le están pidiendo al estado?
Pues al Estado le estamos pidiendo pues salarios y beneficios para las proveedoras de cuidado infantil y un mejor sistema de cuidado infantil, que todas las familias tengan acceso a un cuidado de calidad y pues ampliar esto para que más proveedoras estén dispuestas a trabajar en esto, porque muchas no les interesa por los salarios tan bajos y porque la demanda pues no siempre están llenas de los niños.
¿Están pidiendo más salario, más beneficios? ¿Qué es lo que están pidiendo ustedes?
Estamos pidiendo más salario y beneficios. Ya una vez que seamos reconocidos como una unión y tengamos un lugar en la mesa, entonces vamos a negociar todos nuestros contratos.
Ah, no tienen unión ahorita.
Ahorita no. Estamos muy emocionadas y celebrando hoy el Día del Trabajo porque ya estamos más cerca que nunca. Esperamos que ya en este mes o en el próximo mes, en octubre, el gobernador ya nos firme y seamos reconocidas las proveedoras de cuidado infantil en casa como una unión, y entonces poder negociar nuestros contratos y abogar por las familias y el sistema de cuidado infantil.
Sería un sindicato independiente, diferente a los demás. Ustedes serían un sindicato aparte, ¿verdad?
Pues es un sindicato, sí, yo creo que aparte.
¿Por qué no alcanza lo que te pagan ahorita?
Pues mira, no siempre estamos ocupadas, no siempre estamos llenas de niños, ¿verdad? Porque las familias no califican o porque no hay fondos suficientes, pero recientemente el gobernador dieron más fondos y ha mejorado, más familias han podido entrar al sistema de cuidado infantil, que son subsidios por las agencias.
¿Y tú tienes hijos?
Sí.
¿Qué necesitas? Porque si no te toca irte del área, es difícil mantener a tu familia con ese salario, si no es suficiente trabajo.
Sí, porque trabajamos jornadas muy largas y el salario no es suficiente para poder pagar todos los gastos que tenemos y sostener nuestra familia y nosotras mismas también, y poder pagar el cuidado médico, porque no tenemos ningún tipo de beneficios, entonces siempre el cuidado médico es el más costoso.
Y entonces ya falta que el gobernador firme, ¿o qué es lo que pasa?
Sí, falta que el gobernador firme y eso ya está muy cerca, como te digo, puede ser en este mes o el mes que viene, ya todo está listo para que el gobernador nos firme.
¿Cuántos trabajadores de cuidado infantil son más o menos?
40,000 en el estado de California.
Wow. Entonces, he will need to sign it, right? Ok, lo va a firmar pronto.
Sí, ya lo va a firmar pronto, entonces eso nos tiene muy emocionadas y celebrando el Día del Trabajo.
Otra vez me dices eso, ¿por qué estás emocionada?
Estoy emocionada porque yo y todas las proveedoras, junto con nuestra unión de Local 521, Local 521, porque ya estamos celebrando hoy el Día del Trabajo, porque ya estamos cerca de que nos firmen nuestra propuesta. Eso nos tiene emocionadas y motivando a todos los demás que se unan a los sindicatos.
Jesús Valenzuela, organizador con el Concilio de Labor de la Bahía de Monterey.
¿Qué estamos celebrando hoy? La importancia de hoy.
El día de hoy es el Día de Labor. Es el día donde se celebra todo el trabajo que nosotros como trabajadores hemos aportado a este país a través de todo el trabajo que hacemos, ¿verdad? Estamos celebrando los sindicatos y aquí tenemos a varias uniones que vienen aquí.
¿Cuántas?
Bueno, nosotros como el concilio invitamos a todas las uniones, representamos a más de 70 uniones a través de los condados de Monterey y de Santa Cruz. Entonces todos esos días están invitadas, venimos aquí para celebrar todo el trabajo que hacemos para proteger los derechos de los trabajadores en nuestros condados.
Un poquito de los campesinos. ¿Qué se necesita para que los campesinos tengan mejor calidad de vida? Se han ganado muchas victorias, pero siguen los retos.
la lucha ahora?
Sí, la lucha ahora, especialmente para nosotros que vivimos en los condados de Monterey, el condado de Santa Cruz, son uno de los condados más caros que está aquí en el país. California es uno de los estados más caros y los condados de Monterrey y Santa Cruz son muy caros también. Entonces, para que nuestras comunidades prosperen, necesitamos que a nuestros trabajadores, las personas que cosechan las frutas y todo lo que nosotros comemos todos los días, que le paguen un sueldo justo. Sabemos que para vivir en nuestros condados, para vivir una vida bien digna, se requiere mínimo $15 la hora. Y es algo que ocupamos, ¿verdad? Que aumenten el sueldo en todos los trabajos, en particular en los campos. Ya vemos que hay una escasez de trabajadores, mucha gente ya no quiere trabajar en los campos. Entonces necesitamos que esas personas se les paguen más, que se traten con dignidad y que le den todos los beneficios que se necesita para vivir una vida digna.
Sobre todo porque el sacrificio es mucho, con el sol, con la lluvia, hablemos de...
Sí, es mucho sacrificio, es mucho trabajo, el trabajo en campo es muy pesado y nosotros como humanos todos los días necesitamos a un campesino. Quizás una vez al año ocupamos a un doctor, muy pocas veces en la vida ocupamos a un abogado, pero todos los días, mínimo 3 veces al día, ocupamos a un campesino, una persona que cosecha las frutas, los vegetales, todo lo que nosotros necesitamos para vivir.
Entonces necesitamos que todos los empleadores paguen como mínimo un salario mínimo.
Sí, necesitamos que los empleadores paguen un sueldo mínimo, un sueldo justo, que nos den beneficios, aseguranza y también una pensión, porque ya sabemos que el trabajar en el campo se gasta mucho el cuerpo, entonces necesitamos algo que cuando la gente se jubile pueda seguir viviendo.
¿Ustedes hoy están apoyando alguna legislación especial? ¿Tienen algo?
Entonces nosotros el día de hoy estamos apoyando la propuesta AB5, que en el estado de California, si se pasa, los trabajadores independientes como los manejadores del Uber van a tener derecho a ser pagados con un sueldo más justo y van a ser tratados como empleados de las compañías grandes como Uber. Sabemos que Uber y Lyft se toman ventaja de las personas que están trabajando por ellos, ¿verdad? Porque son los mismos trabajadores que pagan sus propios impuestos, no les dan aseguranza, entonces estamos apoyando a esa ley.
Muchas gracias.
Mi nombre es Antonio Vergara.
¿Usted trabajó para qué hotel?
Para los hoteles. Mis últimos 20 años trabajé aquí en el Santa Cruz Hotel, está aquí cerca del Wharf.
¿Qué es lo que necesitan los trabajadores, pues?
¿Perdón?
¿Qué necesitan los trabajadores para tener...?
Mire, la verdad es más unión y no se darse por vencidos, porque sabe que si te quitan tu unión, no vas a hacerla. Pero yo le doy un consejo a todos aquellos que pertenecen a una unión, con todo respeto y amor y respeto, que no se rajen, échenle ganas y tómenle y saben que nunca se den por vencidos. Con esto le voy a decir todo, ya es todo.
State Senator Bill Monning, M-O-N-N-I-N-G, Senate District 17.
Perfect. All right, sir. So Labor Day today, they're having this event here. Tell me why you came out here today.
Well, this is the day that we honor the contributions of labor, particularly organized labor and unions, to our economy, our local economy, our national economy, our global economy. We have to remember it was organized labor that won the 8-hour workday, the 2-day weekend, health benefits, pension benefits. It's the backbone of workers that built this country and continue to make our economy strong. But it's a constant fight because big businesses are trying to take away the rights of labor. So what we have here today in Watsonville is a gathering of organized workers from Monterey County, Santa Cruz County, San Benito County, the whole Central Coast region, pulled together to recognize mutual contributions. We're also saddened today by the shooting in Odessa. One of the victims there was a U.S. postal worker. She was killed when her truck was hijacked by this shooter, again with an assault weapon. Organized labor wants to take steps to protect our communities from these continued massacres, including the one we recently had in Gilroy, California. In my district, a 6-year-old killed, a 13-year-old killed, a 25-year-old killed. Again, somebody who had access to an assault weapon. So that's part of what we're going to be rallying around here today.
unionized labor, especially with things that are going on in the economy right now, why do you think it's so important now than ever for us to have rallies and to be speaking about stuff like this?
Right. So we have some false indicators of the strength of our economy and employment levels, because increasingly we have people working multiple jobs, minimum wage or less, the underground economy, paying people in cash under the table, no protections, the so-called gig economy, Uber, Lyft drivers who aren't getting the benefits of employment. They're not getting workers' comp coverage. They're not having withholding from their paychecks to pay state and federal taxes. And so part of what we gather around today is to say a job needs protections, a job needs a living wage. You look at the cost of living in the Central Coast region, the cost of housing, minimum wage isn't enough. Union jobs provide a living wage, health benefits, protection for families, so that people can grow in our communities, their kids can aspire to have a good education, a good health care plan. That comes from organized labor, that comes from unions. It does not come from part-time minimum wage jobs.
And why is it so important to you to make sure that the people here on the Central Coast have that livable wage to live in such a beautiful community that we do?
Right. Well, I have the honor of representing this beautiful 17th Senate District, San Luis Obispo, Monterey, Santa Cruz, Santa Clara counties. We have among the highest educated population, but we also have 26% living in poverty, 26% of residents, and most of that is immigrant workers who are the backbone of our agriculture, the backbone of our hospitality tourism industry. As I drove here today, there were farm workers working in the fields on Labor Day, a holiday that workers fought for, that unionized workers fought for, but many farm workers don't enjoy a day off, don't enjoy overtime pay working on a holiday. So that's why we're here today, to acknowledge and applaud the victories of organized labor and also to recommit to the work that remains to be done.
Sí, mira, lo que necesitamos son buenas reformas, fuertes reformas para poder proteger a los trabajadores aquí en la Bahía de Monterrey, tanto como mejores aumentos, seguridad de conservar sus trabajos, ya que para nosotros es muy importante que todos los trabajadores en nuestra bahía y en todos los lugares de la nación tengan un solo trabajo, porque un solo trabajo debería de ser suficiente para todos los trabajadores. Tenemos que luchar por mejores salarios, mejores condiciones de trabajo para los trabajadores y una muy buena seguridad para que ellos tengan en sus trabajos, ya que hacen un trabajo muy duro y llevan el sustento para sus familias.
My name is Alicia Metters, and I am a social worker from Monterey County in Family Children Services. I am also very honored and pleased that my brothers and sisters saw fit to elect me as Region 2 Vice President for SEIU 521. So that represents San Benito County, Monterey County, and Santa Cruz County, counties. And I'm also a steward for the local, and just very happy to be out here supporting my brothers and sisters in the labor movement. The biggest issues for the union right now, I believe we just came out of negotiations and we have a huge victory on the table. We signed a tentative agreement, which we will be going in on Wednesday to vote to accept it. But this is the first time, like in 16 years, that we haven't actually had any takeaways. We actually gained. We didn't have to give up something to get something. And whenever we say give up something, I don't want folks to think that we're asking for stuff out of the box. We're asking for stuff that as working people, all working people, we deserve. So I would say the major thing that most unions and that we're focusing on is keeping our health care affordable, always keeping up with the cost of living as far as increases and not having to offset one with the other. And just basically, and our pension plans, you know, some folks like to come after the pensions too, because for some reason folks think that in the private sector, you know, you pay into the 401ks or whatever, but with the public, with the private, no, the public sector where we're working for the county, they feel like, oh no, maybe you guys don't deserve those retirement or pension plans. So I think there too, it's just an education thing because we are all fighting for the same thing. We all want to retire, hopefully, if we're working and be comfortable and be able to live in our communities and stay in our communities. So it's something that basically benefits all of us, all working people. So I think that's basically it.
How's everybody doing? I didn't see a unicorn today, but I saw Robert Chuckanaka back there all the way live. Robert, we love you. Former President of Monterey Bay Central Labor Council. It's my honor and pleasure. My name is Daniel Dodge. I'm the Executive Director of Cabrillo College Federation of Teachers, AFT 4400. Is anybody here from AFT 4400? Where you at? That's what I thought, yeah! All right. It's my honor and pleasure to be able to introduce to you another community college professor from Hartnell Community College. Please everybody clap your hands together for Mayor Francisco Paco Estrada. Yay!
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate that. How's everyone doing today on the Labor Day weekend, huh? All right. Oh, you want me to go on the stage? Yeah. All right. Come on, let's see. I can do my comedy routine again. All right. Well, on behalf of the Watsonville City Council, on behalf of the hardworking, humble people of Watsonville, I welcome all of you today to beautiful Watsonville, home of labor, home of diversity, and home of love and compassion. And we welcome all of you here. Thank you for being here today. As Mr. Dodge nicely said, I am a history teacher, and I always love spending weeks and weeks talking about the labor movement, right? Always asking young people, do you like weekends, right? Do you like paid vacation? Do you like a lot of these things that so many of our parents, grandparents, right, fought for? And really, if it wasn't for the labor movement, if it wasn't for our minorities, our diversity, we wouldn't have democracy in this country. And so I thank each of you for always working to give us more rights and more freedoms and more democracy. And so always remember that Watsonville will be a friend, an ally to labor. You're all welcome here. You will always have a home here in Watsonville. And thank you again for being here. Enjoy the day.
I made it. I made it! Yeah!
Hi everyone, welcome to our celebration acknowledging all the work that previous union and the labor workforce has done for our country. I think we have done plenty of accomplishments and there's many more to go. So happy Labor Day. My name is Sandra Martinez. I am the Vice President of the E-Board for CLC, and I'm also a member of the California Nurses Association. So welcome again. Bienvenidos. So before we go on, I want to acknowledge the booths that we have here. Those are active union members. We all talk about the union is as strong as the union involvement of the members, and we want to acknowledge these people that not only show up to the event, but are also manning the booths. So anyways, we have CCFT. We have Tobin Keller, the president. The SEIU 521, congratulations on winning your contract. It is Alicia Meders, D. Guerrero, Melissa Edwards. And then we have the PVFT, the Pajaro Valley Federation Teachers. Nelly Vaqueras manning that booth. we have the CFA, the California Faculty Association. Where are you guys? There you go. We have Unite here, Sergio Ranagel, the president. Where are you? We have UFCWS, 5? UFCW5, my apologies. And the booth over here, the People Democratic Club of Santa Cruz County. Welcome. I love your sign. And did I forget any other booth over here? Oh, and then Democratic, the Monterey County Democratic Club is here with us. So, Dodge.
I made it up on stage again, yeah! Woo! That was a lot easier this morning. You know, part of what we do here at the Labor Council is we run a political program. We have 40,000 households all across the Monterey Bay, all the way from King City to all the way to Davenport, Swanton, that area up there. Because we want to be able to represent you and your interests and the interests of working families. So we went through our COPE program, a whole endorsement process, that we could have elected officials come and talk to you and be able to hear the interest and represent the needs of working families all across. So I'm going to introduce a few elected officials that are here joining us. Manning the table over here, I seen Senator Bill Monning was over here. Where are you, Bill? Out in the audience, I see Assembly Member Mark Stone is here with us today, everybody.
You inviting me up there? You're just saying hi.
I'm saying hi first, but you can come up on here anytime you want, Bill. Yeah, I love that guy. Bill Monning, everybody. I love that guy. We also have here, of course, from the city of Watsonville, we have Councilmember Felipe Hernandez. Councilmember Ari Parker right there from the Bar Valley Federation of Teachers. Solidarity, sister, solidarity. I seen Aurelio Gonzalez over here too, former member of the Laborers Union. Where are you, Aurelio? Yeah. And Rebecca Garcia, I saw Rebecca Garcia from the City Council also. And everybody's favorite from the city, first only mayor that I know that has a black and white and a color picture in City Hall. Everybody, Lowell Hurst.
We love you, baby.
Ferris Savaz been working the table over here. Our county superintendent. There you go, Ferris.
Yeah.
Right, and from PVUSD, Jennifer Holmes. She's also a member of the Cabrillo College faculty, member of CCFT, and the California Nurses, and everything else that she could possibly name under the sun. And this is still a little hard for me to introduce because I feel like I'm saying something twice, but everybody please welcome Daniel Dodge Jr. from the Power Valley Unified School District. And I've seen another local legend here today, everybody. Monterey County Supervisor, former mayor of the city of Watsonville, council member, assembly member, and wrestling champion from Watsonville High, Luis Alejo. I saw Anthony Rocha from Salinas Union High School District also here too. Is Anthony still with us? All right. Well, Tyler Williams from Monterey City Council was here too, and he had to go. I see Wendy Astrew is here from Monterey Peninsula United. Wendy, where are you at? There you are. Karen Osmondson, my longtime friend from Pajaro Valley Unified School Board, undefeated whenever she runs for a race. Karen, thank you for being here today, Karen. And for Cabrillo College, Adam Spickler. Where's Adam? Adam! Stand up and wave, Adam, yeah! We're proud of Adam. We're very proud of Adam. David Kong. Where's David Kong? Another active union member right there. David Kong from Greenfield Union Elementary School District. I get that right. Yeah, CSEA. So we have some candidates here joining us today too. Running for re-election for judge in Santa Cruz County. Where are you? Ari Simons, where are you, Ari? I lost you. Where are you? Way back there. All right.
That little one. Being gaveled.
We're popular, everybody, so I'm sorry everybody's here today, which is a good sign because we're going to hold you all accountable. Anna Ray Angel is running for county judge here in Santa Cruz County. Santa Cruz County, thank you. Did I introduce Jenny McAdams from the City Council of Pacific Grove? Jenny, did I miss you? I am so sorry. If I miss anybody, please tell me. I think I got everybody. Tina Marie Toe from County Supervisor candidate for District 5 in Santa Cruz County. Where are you, Tina? All right. Say Wendy? Wendy Root asked you, where are you? From candidate for supervisor. There you go. I just wanted to announce you as a candidate. Wish you luck. Wish everybody luck. Wish everybody luck. It's a hard thing to be a political candidate. And we encourage every union member here today to consider running for political office. Right? That's the only way we're going to get our voice heard. Because we've been talking to Carl Ewald down here from Cabrillo College. We're looking forward to him being able to candidate. So I think I announced to everybody that I missed anybody who's an elected official or a candidate. Wave your hand. Oh my goodness! Shame on me!
Wow, Daniel.
The CFT endorsed already as a candidate for state senate. Former mayor of Santa Cruz. He could have been mayor of Watsonville. He should have been mayor of Watsonville at one particular. Right? My good friend, former Cabrillo College Board of Trustees. Everybody together. John Laird. Well, I'm going to hear about that one. Good thing my executive board wasn't here to see that.
Almost blew it.
You know, there's terrible times going on in Washington, D.C., so it's really important for us to be able to elect somebody that was responsible to the working families here in our area, in the Monterey Bay Area. And so it's really an honor and a pleasure to introduce. He's been busy serving food. He's going to come up and say a few things. Feel free to be able to talk to him when you see him. This is now your chance. Please, everybody, from the United States Congressman, the Honorable Jimmy Panetta.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hello, everybody, on this 125th Labor Day in our country. It's always great to be here, always great to serve you in more capacities than one, as today I got to serve you some beans, some frijoles, so hopefully that's the only indigestion I give you today. Look, let me start off by saying thank you. Thank you for everything you have done. Thank you to the Central Coast Labor Council. Thank you to all the members of the CCLC, and thank you for everything you do to ensure that we continue to have strength and prosperity for our middle-class families, for our economy, for our democracy. Thank you. Now look, locally, we understand that our organized labor is an example for others to follow. From SEIU 521 in their negotiations to SEIU 2015 to making sure that our brethren who are dealing with our local transportation industry and our local hospitals, that they have the support that they need, that they understand that their negotiating skills are there and that they know that we support them. But let me tell you, there is more to do. There is more to do when we have a president like we do at this time. A president who continues to undercut overtime policies, a president who appoints federal judges, who they are aggressively attacking organized labor, a president who is making it easier for Wall Street to poach our 401ks. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, there is more to do. That's why in Congress, let me tell you, in the House of Representatives, we are doing it. We passed the Paycheck Fairness Act, making sure that there is equal pay for equal work, making sure that women get paid just as much as men. We passed the Raise the Wage Act, making sure that there's a federal minimum wage to $15. We passed improving labor standards. We passed the Healthy Families Act to make sure that our middle class families and their jobs are protected. But once again, there's more to do, okay? Because we know where those bills are. They're in the U.S. Senate. That's where they're malingering right now, unfortunately. And so what's it going to come down to? Once again, it's going to come down to organization. It's going to come down to all of you, to making sure that we don't do what we did in 2016, but that we do what we did in 2018, that we organized, that we make sure we register people to vote, and of course, we vote. We do that, ladies and gentlemen. That's when it comes down to 2020. And that is what we are going to do, to make sure that we remove this president from office and to make sure that we continue to flourish, not only as organized labor, not only as a community, but definitely as a democracy, and it's going to be up to you. So today we celebrate what we have done, but let's get reinvigorated for what we have to do in 2020. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Keep up the fight in Washington, D.C. We definitely need, and don't forget to vote. March 3rd and November, 2 important dates for, not just for the Central Coast, but for the nation. But I want to ask some people to come up here that showed when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Our brothers and sisters from our sisters from SEAU 521 are going to give us an update on what happened in Monterey County.
So my name is Melissa, and I work at NMC, and I've been a part of the union for the last 20 years that I've worked there.
My name's Alicia Metters. I'm a social worker from Monterey County. Also proud to serve as the region Vice President, Region 2, Vice President for SEIU 521. Si se puede!
And I'm Dee Guerrero. I'm an eligibility supervisor for 13 years.
And we're here today to announce to everybody that 3,200 Monterey County workers and members of SEIU Local 521 have come and made a tentative agreement with the county on a potential contract that's going to preserve our health care and provide increased wages. And we avoided a strike. The tentative agreement will be voted by our membership on Wednesday, September 4th.
We would not be standing here announcing this great news if we hadn't had fantastic unity among our membership and wonderful support of the union movement and our community allies. Together we rise. I'd like to especially thank you to the unions and allies who stood with us in solidarity at all our public actions and helped us put pressure on the county for a fair contract. The Alisal Teachers Association, Building Health Communities, East Salinas, California Federation of Teachers, California School Employees Association Local 35 and Local 577, the California Teachers Association, Communications Workers of America, Monterey Bay Central Labor Council, thank you for having us today. and Justice Center, Monterey and Santa Cruz County Building and Construction Trades Council, Pajaro Valley Federation of Teachers, Rainbow Speakers and Friends, Safe Ag, Safe Schools, SEIU 2015, Teamsters Local 912, United Food and Commercial Workers Local 5, the United Farm Workers, Viva la Raza, Unite Here Local 4, oops, sorry. Unite Here Local 483 and Veterans for Peace Chapter 46, Monterey County. Apologies to anyone we missed. Gracias por todo.
¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! We would also like to give a special thanks to our Executive Director, Cesar Lara, and I just want to say I am just so proud to serve with Cesar. And for meeting with us, we had 2 key county supervisors in the last week of our campaign, letting our Board of Supervisors know that we represent the whole labor movement and we were united to fight. And I want to just send a special shout out to Board Soup Alejo for standing with us in our fight. And just again to a great show of solidarity to everyone here. We know again the SEIU 521. And just again to stand with everybody, just to know that labor is important, is crucial for our country, for our world, and for our future. For our future, and I'm just so honored to be counted among all of you. And again, we say that we still have a fight. We still got to stay pumped up. We still got to keep representing for our brothers and sisters, and we still got to keep standing for justice, not just at work, but in our society as well. So again, we say thank you for everyone who supported us. We're here to support you. ¡Sí se puede!
Thank you, sisters, and thank you for showing that when you fight, you win. So I'm going to ask my colleague Jesus Valenzuela to come up here and talk about an important date. So March 3rd is important, but March 15th is another important date. That's when everybody should be receiving their census information. So he's here to say a couple words about that.
Ooh, good afternoon, Watsonville. Hey, once again, I'm Jesus Valenzuela. I am the Health Equity Organizer with the Monterey Bay Central Labor Council. And we, as union members, know that we know how to organize, right? And so we got to use these organizing skills with the upcoming 2020 census. We know that for every person that we do not count, this region loses out on $20,000 per person in those 10 years. That's a lot of money, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm here with my brother too. At 32 young Latinos, we've never been counted. We've never taken a census. And so I know that there are a lot of people just like us that have never filled out a census, but it's time to, get us mobilized, get us organized. We got to go door knocking. We got to use all of our skills as organizers to make sure that we get an accurate count. Okay? It's important for 2 reasons. One is for the money. The other one is for political representation at the federal level. And so hopefully, if you have any questions, you want to get involved, let me know. We're going to be making a big push next year to make sure that we get counted. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus, and thank you for all you do at the Labor Council. And take this opportunity to really thank Jesus, Maria Ambris, Karen Arajo, and the executive board members of the Labor Council, and Glenn Schaller that couldn't be here today, but really want to send our wishes there. But I'm going to ask Sandra Martinez, our Vice President for Monterey County, to do a special introduction. And then after that, we're going to have a child care campaign organizer from SEIU 521 say a couple words. But Sandra.
Hello, everybody. Again, I am not Mr. Dodge, so I can't carry the enthusiasm that he does. So, sí se puede, I know, pero no puedo. Anyway. anyways, I just want to introduce one of our favorite senators, Mr. Monin, who has been in government, both as an assembly and now a senator for more than 9 years in this area, representing currently Senator District number 17. He has been a civil rights advocate. He has a strong environmental advocate, and he of course supports my favorite, Medicare for All. Being a nurse, I understand how important that is. So I want to give him a warm welcome. Thank you for coming, Senator Monin.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Let's give it up for Sandra and the CNA. Well, happy Labor Day, sisters and brothers. Let's give another shout out to the operating engineers and all the volunteers with the Labor Council. An amazing barbecue. Thank you. You know, as I drove here today from Monterey, there were farm workers working in the fields. So while this is a national holiday, there's workers for whom it is not a holiday. And there's workers who are not getting time and a half to be working in the fields today. The dream of Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta and all of organized labor was for farm workers to get the same rights. We've won overtime pay for farm workers. That is now the law in California after they were excluded with domestic workers. We've also, in this year's budget, extended Medi-Cal coverage to all children and to all young adults up to age 26, regardless of immigration status. You know, a somber note, I think we can't ignore the reign of terror, the massacre in Texas, the latest massacre. We had one here in our own district in Gilroy. The TV cameras come for 24 or 48 hours, then they move on. One of those killed in Odessa, Texas, was a U.S. postal worker doing her job, driving her delivery truck, and she was commandeered and killed. The time is yesterday to end the gun violence, to ban assault weapons, to do background checks. Many of these laws we have in place now in California, but they need to be national. You can't have a patchwork when it comes to protecting public safety. I also just want to give a shout out to the teachers, the organizers from Watsonville and around the Monterey Bay region. We've won a huge victory with the cancellation of chlorpyrifos, a pesticide that we know does damage to children in their brain development, in a fetus in the brain development. The cancellation process is underway under the new director of the EPA and Governor Newsom's administration. But it would not have happened without the persistent organizing of many of you here representing Watsonville teachers, school classified employees, students, and parents. So give yourselves a shout out. And finally, we need to continue to keep immigrant rights in our focus. Just last week, the Trump administration sent out letters to people receiving medical attention, life-saving medical attention at hospitals in Boston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, saying you have 30 days to leave the country or you'll be deported, including a young woman, 24 years old, Isabel Buesos in San Francisco from Guatemala. The research done with her genetic disability has been used by the FDA to protect other children. And yet our government is telling her, adios, you gotta be gone within 30 days or we're gonna deport you. Friends, these deportation orders are tantamount to a death sentence. It would be a death sentence for Isabel and over 200 others who are receiving these letters. This has been a beacon of hope and a place for people with unique, rare diseases to receive treatment. And this government is deporting them. You know, they keep the focus moving so fast that that was last week's news. It's our job not to be distracted by the tweets and to dial in, focus, and send letters to the INS, to the ICE, to President Trump, to our congressional delegation. Stop the deportations now. And finally, I just want to give a shout out to SEIU, our local 521 that just won a big victory with Monterey County. I want to thank those on the Board of Soups, Supervisor Alejo and others who stepped up to the bargaining table and offered a decent contract for our county workers in Monterey County. So we need to take the momentum from that victory and lend it to the SEIU Kaiser workers and all the Kaiser workers who are demanding just treatment, not just for themselves, but for the patients who they care for. So let's join SEIU. They're rallying today in Oakland. We send our solidarity to the SEIU workers in Oakland. And thanks to each and every one of you, the work you do each and every day. Our strength is in organizing. Our strength is in organized labor. Si se puede. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Monning. I believe, do we have an update from Jen on what's going on with the community hospital? Okay, Jen, would you like? So I have another nurse colleague, Jen, who is going to give you an update what is occurring with your community hospital here in Watsonville.
Good afternoon. So yes, as was mentioned, it's like, yes, I'm a member of the California Nurses Association and the Cabrillo College Federation of Teachers. I'm here before you today in my nurse role. And it's like, I would love to be able to tell you that the Pajaro Valley Community Health Trust, were able to purchase the hospital. They declined. It's incredibly disappointing. So it will be purchased by Halcyon Corporation. Like many of you that I've talked to today, there's a lot of feelings of frustration and anger and disappointment. And, I've been struggling with, what do I say about all this? Because I'm struggling with all of that too. And what I have learned and what I recognize is that what we did in at least getting the health trust to the point where they made that first initial offer, we brought the community together. So, this community and all of the partners that worked tirelessly to make that happen, we know what we're dealing with this new corporation in a way that wouldn't have been transparent to the community before. And that is a victory. And what I have learned over and over and over and over again from the labor movement is that you may not win every battle. You may not. But the labor movement has consistently won the fight over time, over again and over again. And so for my siblings in the labor movement, thank you for your efforts. Know that your nurses are going to be fighting for this community without stopping. And we will always advocate for the health of this community. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. And we got to keep fighting. We got to make Watsonville Community Hospital a community hospital. So the next speaker I'm going to ask is an organizer with SEIU 521. And we've been fighting to make sure that childcare workers get unionized in California. We've had conversations with the current governor when he was a candidate, because it's right. And in California, childcare workers need to be organized. So tenemos una hermana que va a hablar aquí unos minutos de una campaña muy importante que tenemos en la comunidad. Digo que es muy importante porque quien cuida a los niños dice que tener un sindicato. Porque con un sindicato tienes respeto, tienes una razón, y si hay problemas puedes decir algo. Sin un sindicato no tienes el mismo nivel de protección.
So, por eso es importante que necesitamos que luchar para que esos trabajadores tengan esa oportunidad. So, tengo una compañera aquí que va a hablar de la campaña y todos que marcharon con nosotros aquí en la plaza el año pasado. ¿Se acuerdan la campaña que hicimos? The fight and the rally we had right across the street at the plaza to organize the child care workers, and the fight continues. So, bienvenida.
Muchas gracias. Feliz Día del Trabajo para todos. Mi nombre es Lilia Salgado y he sido una proveedora de cuidado infantil en Watsonville durante 10 años y también soy orgullosamente miembro de mi unión SIU Local 521. En este Día del Trabajo, las 40,000 proveedoras de cuidado infantil en familia de California tenemos una razón muy especial para celebrar. Dice, nos emociona y nos motiva mucho saber que la propuesta de ley y nuestra unión por las cuales hemos estado luchando juntas durante más de 15 años se encuentra más cerca que nunca de ser una realidad. Estamos muy emocionados por eso. El proyecto de ley AB 378, que se denomina como la ley para crear un mejor sistema de cuidado y educación infantil, permitirá que las proveedoras de cuidado infantil se unan para negociar con el gobierno de California. Al tener un asiento en la mesa de negociaciones, nosotros, proveedores, podremos abogar por mejoramiento al sistema de cuidado y educación temprana, tales como un mayor acceso para los niños y las familias, oportunidades de capacitación para las proveedoras, al igual que salarios y beneficios justos. Si nos tomamos en serio la creación de un mejor futuro para todas las familias de los trabajadores, no podemos seguir ignorando las grietas que hay en nuestro sistema de cuidado y educación temprana, las cuales dividen a la próxima generación entre los que tienen y los que no tienen, incluso antes de que pongan un pie en el salón de clases. No podemos dejar que se les niegue el cuidado y la educación infantil que necesitan millones de padres para poder ir a trabajar. Independientemente de la vecindad donde vive, todo niño merece cuidado de calidad. Juntas ya hemos logrado aumentos de tarifas, más fondos estatales para el cuidado infantil y la educación temprana, mayor capacitación para las proveedoras y plazas adicionales de cuidado infantil para las familias. Como miembros de una unión, nuestras voces se amplifican para mejorar nuestras condiciones laborales y servicios que prestamos a las familias trabajadoras, ya sean blancas, negras, asiáticas o latinas. Trabajamos para promover acceso al cuidado infantil y educación temprana de calidad para todas las familias y uniones para todos. Y ahora, unidas, vamos por más, porque las familias de California y todo aquel que está criando nuestro futuro se lo merece. Muchas gracias y feliz Día del Trabajo. Y invitamos a todos que se unan a sus sindicatos. Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Y la lucha. So what she said in English is she's been a child care worker for 10 years. And she's seen the importance of having a union. So are we going to back her up? Yes. Sí se puede. So is somebody here from NUHW here? So they must have had the tacos, enjoyed it, and went out on the rest of their day. But we have an important fight there at Janus of Santa Cruz. We've been trying to organize them for a while. So when they ask us, we show up. So when they ask us, let's show up. Let's continue the fight there. And I'm going to have Daniel Dodge introduce Mark Stone, if he's not here. Here comes Daniel Dodge. I haven't seen him run this fast since the last time we saw a good cold beer.
Probably go faster with our beer.
Is he not here? Okay, and so I'm going to ask him to present about a fight we're having in education.
Real quick, there was a couple of folks I missed earlier that are here from us today from the Santa Cruz City Council. Mayor Martine Watkins is back over here. From Santa Cruz City Council, Christopher Crone is over on this side, everybody.
And I saw Adam Urrutia from the city of Marina joining us today too. Adam? Is there anybody else I forgot? Going once? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring up my members of Cabrillo College Federation of Teachers. They're going to come up here for a second. We were going to introduce Mark Stone. He seems to have disappeared. So we wish him the best wherever he's at right now. But we're just going to make a few comments, and this is the California Federation of Teachers. We're at Cabrillo College. We're AFT 4400. And first, allow me to introduce Aubrey Romero, who's our co-chair, and he's going to say a few things about what we got going on at Cabrillo College.
Hi, I am a teacher at Cabrillo College, and I am the new Committee on Political Education chair. And we've had some interesting elections going on, and we've this last year gotten 2 new members of our governing board elected, 2 student and teacher focused members of our governing board. And of the 7 members, that's 2. We've got 4 more board seats up for election in the fall. And so please, that could really change the future of Cabrillo College. And we would love if you could help us keep your eyes and ears open for that information when it comes out to you. Thank you.
All right, folks. Hey, I'm Tobin Keller, our current president of Cabrillo College Federation of Teachers, and I want to thank CLC for extending a warm welcome to us. We're here in Watsonville and Aptos, and I'm here with some wonderful colleagues, and I don't know how many of you know that Danielle Dodge Sr. is our executive director.
They know now.
As well as Nahara Villalobos. She's our executive assistant. So we're really very proud to have these 2 people working with us. I want to introduce another one of our members and executive officers, Carl Ewald, our former president.
Hi everyone, just want to just give you a little context. At a community college there's a new funding formula, and of course all fights are both local and at the state level and national level, and so we're really looking for help at the state level to make sure that this funding formula doesn't push through a 5% budget cut at Cabrillo. So for all our elected leaders and everything, we'll be reaching out to you for help on this, so thank you very much.
And thank you very much, everybody. It's my pleasure, too, to introduce Heather Gray, who is our organizing chair and another legend at Cabrillo College, and Claire Thorsten, Cabrillo College. She's our grievance officer, and Claire's a North Monterey County resident, and Cabrillo College District stretches all the way into North Monterey County, Aromas. So any of you folks that live out there, the west side of Santa Cruz, Felton areas, SoCal, they're all up for seats, and we'd love to have union members represent union folks. So thank you very much, everybody. Solidarity forever.
Thank you, Daniel, and thank you for everybody that put this event together. Really want to thank the Pajaro Valley Federation of Teachers 2015 for letting us borrow their furniture. Isaac over here, our DJ, our building trades, operating engineers, local with the barbecue, all the volunteers that helped us serve the food, including the elected officials, and enjoy the rest of the day. There's some food left over. Please take it, because I don't want to take it home. I don't need the food. And really want to thank everybody for coming out here, and happy 2019 Labor Day. And as we close right now, let's actually, some people asked if we could close with a moment of silence, but this isn't really our style. I think we got to take a moment of applause, because what we learned is that we do need gun control in the United States. What we learned is we need laws like AB 5 passed, where it would help Uber drivers and Lyft drivers have an opportunity to be employees instead of independents. And we need to fight. March 3rd and November are elections. April 1st is the census, and let's continue to fight. But let's do what we used to say in the United Farm Workers, a well-organized clap for everybody, including like our postal worker that just got killed because there wasn't gun control, and everybody that just passed away in Gilroy and across the country. So let's do a well-organized clap. Jesus, you can start it off.
¡Si se puede! Labor Day, everybody. Enjoy the food.
¡Jamás será vencido! ¡Pueblo! Jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
La unión está presente.
Oh, there you go, Tim. How you doing?
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será
Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede. Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede.
El pueblo está presente. El pueblo está presente. Únete, únete. A la marcha, únete. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. When what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. When what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. And what do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. No justice, no peace. 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 No justice, no peace.
Se siente, la unión está presente. Se ve, se siente, la unión está presente. Se ve, se siente, la unión está presente.
Good job, David. Beautiful.
Mira, agárrese de la mano. Mira, Paco.
Dame la mano.
Paco, dile que vaya ahí contigo si quieres.
Dame la mano para acá. Esta señora está enferma, está histérica.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias a todos aquí presentes y arriba el señor Chávez que hizo por el derecho humano aquí en todas partes. Señor César Chávez, aquí number one del campesino, en right here in American.
Él es Benito. Benito.
Yo soy Benito Juárez, el respeto al derecho ajeno y la paz.
Ella.
Right here in Mexico, en everybody, en donde quiera que estemos. El respeto al derecho ajeno y la paz.
Y así Benito hablando con el derecho, el respeto al derecho, bueno,
No me meto mucho la mano, no me meto mucho la mano.
¿Me permite una palabra?
A ver, es como arregla la mano.
Dame la mano. Okay, so, yo conozco a Benito por muchos años, él siempre está aquí celebrando comunidad con nosotros. Hoy estamos aquí, Benito, celebrando el Día del Trabajador. Cada primer lunes de septiembre, el primer lunes de cada septiembre, es cuando celebramos todos los cambios que hemos hecho como comunidad, y especialmente como seres humanos, para el trabajador. Como antes explotaban, que trabajaban 12, 16 horas, con los cambios que hemos ido haciendo y más por los que vienen, Benito. Ahorita me gustaría abrir abrir la plataforma para nuestro alcalde.
Este sistema para todos los que vienen con necesidad de diferentes partes.
No para que no le queden las por eso estamos aquí.
Ya para cerrar así en armonía, Paco Estrada, nuestro alcalde, ¿puede decir una palabra?
Dígala, pero bien hecha.
No, siempre.
El respeto al derecho ajeno a la paz. Bueno, agárrame la mano. Sí, agárrame la mano.
Permíteme si le quiero agarrar la mano. Ese es el respeto.
Aquí el respeto, exactamente.
Quiero agradecerles a todas las personas que están aquí. Quiero agradecerles a todos por estar aquí hoy en día. Hoy no solamente celebramos la lucha, pero la dignidad, el respeto, y darle las gracias a todo aquel que vino antes de nosotros, que luchó, que dio la vida por nuestros derechos. Doy las gracias a todos los que están aquí presentes, todavía luchando para nuestros derechos, y para los que siguen, los que nos van a seguir y que van a seguir luchando para una mejor comunidad y un mejor mundo para todos.
Gracias.
Gracias, Paco.
Así lo esperamos, señor.
Y nos miramos aquí en 364 días.
Hay que recordar
para el próximo Día del Trabajador.
Nosotros.
Gracias.
Yay.
Thank you.